Welcome to another episode of the Market Makers in Middle East and Africa podcast. I am your host Abrar Hussain. Today I speak to our special guest Krishnan Gopi, Group Chief Disruption Officer at GEMS Education. Krish, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Abrar. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Krish, you are an accomplished executive with 2 decades of international experience. Tell us about your story.
Okay, so I can explain myself as somebody who loves to lead teams, transform organizations, and create long-term value. Born and brought up in a beautiful village called Ambasamutram in south of India. I grew up thinking that I will one day become a police officer. Right? When I started the college, then I realized that technology is my passion. So I got myself equipped as a hardcore C, C++, and Java developer. 24 years of experience, out of which 19 are spent in banking financial services. Started off as a entrepreneur, had built 2 companies, had a great exit, for both of them. I've been leading transformation teams for Fortune 100 companies like Citigroup, Fidelity Investments, and been in the region for the last 16 years, CIO, CTO, CDO of FAB, Bank Muscat, Qatar Islamic Bank, Al Hilal Bank. And for the last 5 years, I'm the Group Chief Disruption Officer of GEMS Education with 230 plus schools in 13 countries. When I'm not at work, I love wandering in nature. I have deep passion about forests and thick woods and things like that. And I also run a small philanthropic initiative called Giving is Good. This is about spending a portion of your monthly salary in providing computer equipments to schools that has not seen any. People who have only seen globes in the plastic globes in their in their school suddenly can now have access to the world due to this technology that we provide to schools, etc. So creating that kind of an impact is also something very personal to me. That's about me, Abrar.
Yeah, thank you, Krish. And glad to hear about your philanthropic initiatives and about you. You have an interesting title, Chief Disruption Officer. Let us begin understanding what is Chief Disruption Officer means and what you do.
Yeah, I get this a lot, right? So why don't we first define what is disruption? Disruptive innovation or disruption means creating a new product or a value proposition that can replace the existing offering by something exponentially better. Now, we are living in a world where every single industry is being transformed by technology. Now, so innovating is not going to be enough. You need to disrupt it. Innovation is a incremental thing, and disruption is an exponential thing. So companies realize that you need somebody to look after disruption as a whole. Now, Chief Disruption Officer is not a new title if you really look at it. It was first made famous by GE in 2010. And now most of the Fortune 100 companies are doing it. Most of them don't call it as Disruption Officer, but some of them do, etc. So what's Chief Disruption Officer do? In simple terms, when there are other CXOs that are looking after business growth or business risk or operations, the CDO is preparing this organization for tomorrow. Now, a CDO is responsible for reviewing, analyzing, researching what kind of exponential technologies are out there and how is that replacing the industries one is in, and what are all the different things that are happening that will impact the industry, and what is your competitor doing, and then coming out with a disruption strategy and implementing it to give an answer to the industry call or to be the market maker to start with, and create that collaborative environment within and disrupt from within while then you can go and disrupt the market. And also cultivate that experimentation and disruptive innovation in the organization, so that as an organization you can grow into what's your next phase. That's CDO, yes.
Perfect. This, very interesting title, and glad to know about this whole CDO thing and what you do. So, Krish, what I learned from you that you spend most of your time or years of experience in banking as CIO, CTO, running the technology division of various banks, and now a disruption officer at the education. So how did you kind of prepare yourself for this role, and how you kind of become a CTO at an education company?
You're right, Abrar. I'm probably new to education. I'm 5.5 years in education. I believe, regardless of any industry, a technology or a technology leader is supposed to be responsible for 5 yes. Let me explain to you this 5 yes. Number 1 yes is sell more. Yes, you are technology, but you are in a business, so you need to have the technology to, sell more whatever product that you have. The second yes is about serving better. So you need to ensure that the customers are happy, they are feeling good about the product that you are serving, etc. And you have to retain them as well. So serve better is the second yes. The third one, technology has to create a sustainable future in the digital world. So that is something that technology has to do, for the organization. Fourth one is securing assets. Your assets could be your data, your physical assets and things. How do you secure that? Now, while doing all 4, you also have to save cost. So this 5 yes, whether you are in banking or education or real estate or government, is absolutely a must. Yes, you're right. I came from banking to education. I have taken the digital transformation maturity of banking, and I've tried to bring it to education, because banking is some industry that has been digitally transformed for some years, unlike education. Banking is also a very regulated, rigorous industry as such. That has given me an idea of how to keep control of the processes, policies. How do we ensure that that kind of a rigor is brought into education. So in all, my banking experience has helped in doing my job.
And you mentioned about technology. So take us through the technology disruption journey at GEMS that you took, and how you transformed the company.
Yeah. So the way we do a lot of things have changed, Abrar. The way we communicate, the way we commute from one place to another, the way we shop, the way we bank. A lot of things have changed, and technology has literally transformed the way we live. But education has not changed for more than 100 years. The way we taught our kids, the school structure, one person standing, another person, 10, 20, 50 people sitting and learning, that hasn't changed. And governments have not spent as much as money on education as they have done on health or infrastructure, etc. Now, when pandemic hit, the world changed upside down when it comes to education. The so-called developed countries also were struggling in maintaining the education. 1.8 trillion learning hours have been lost. 14% of global GDP has been wiped off. 24 million students are on the verge of going away from education and going into child labor and things like that. Now, you would have thought education technology should have helped, but frankly not, because on an average school we use around 18 to 24 applications. It's all built 20 years ago, a spaghetti architecture, etc., built on narrowly focused on solving 1 or 2 problems and things like that. So it was a big struggle first to collect the data into one place, leave alone improving your learning and teaching, and on an average, teachers spend around 60% of their time in non-teaching jobs. So edtech's fragility, the ecosystem's fragility was exposed by pandemic. Now, GEMS education, the story was entirely different. Thanks to our investments, we been preparing for this kind of adversity and disrupting the education as well. So when the ask for UAE, where we were said we have to go into online education, we were probably only one, if not a few school groups which said, when shall we go? Can we go tomorrow? That's the kind of a readiness that was there. And that kind of readiness did not happen overnight. Our disruption journey was simply, how do we disrupt from within? How do we create capabilities for the needs of education of today and tomorrow? How do we ensure that we look for what's the future of education, etc.? We had a 5-year journey. We took the following themes: customer experience, innovation, data and analytics, consolidation, process automation, information security. These were the themes. And how do we, in a 5-year roadmap, look at areas that we should, disrupt within and externally, etc. Now, the results are there to see. Our innovation, our disruption has resulted in millions and millions of dollars saving for us, and 100% adoption of our own internal suite of products, and saving around 20,000 man days of efforts on a yearly basis, and huge upliftment of NPS scores. And every single school of ours rated digitally the highest rating by the government authorities. The benefits go on and on. Now, central to that is we have created a super app, an education product that's being valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. It's called Learn OS, Learning Operating System. What is it? From A to Z of everything that you need for a K-12 school to succeed, imagine having that in one single platform. That is a SaaS-ready, cloud-native, absolutely multi-tenant application that is, pinnacle of what the technology innovation can give you, right from inquiries, enrollments, academics, non-academics, payments, or back office, ERP, or analytics, AI, or health and safety. Everything put together, including marketplace, including eBay of education, which we call it as garage, where you can do a book value transaction of all the products that you want to offload it outside. So such a platform that has everything about education, and that is being implemented across all our schools, and we seeing the benefits of it. That's not the end of it. We are into enhancing our products using exponential technology. I would say, Brad, with 20 billion neural network parameters, ANET, which is our own artificial neural engine, is something that we are very proud of. It's probably one of the most advanced neural engines for education in the region. Now, we do predictive analytics. We do predictive scoring using that. We take attendance, using our own AI systems. And we also have AI nudges in terms of promoting certain good behaviors, demoting certain bad behaviors, our own personalized learning paths for the kids. The list goes on and on how AI can help education. Not only that, we also use XR in a much more detailed fashion in terms of how we can provide certain lessons in a immersive digital credentials through blockchain and all. All in all, I think I'm very proud of the way in which our teams, the wonderful team I have in GEMS, have responded to the exam question of where do we take a brick and mortar education into in a digital world, and and our customers are happy, and that's exactly what we wanted. Yes.
That's a very impressive and excellent journey, Krish. Congratulations to you and your team. Now, you mentioned a very interesting thing, which is that the education industry was not disrupted, or it didn't evolve from many decades. And you gave a very good example that a teacher is standing and a student sitting, and this was the model. How do you see the future of education evolving, and how do you see technology can facilitate it?
Oh, yes. Future of education is, it's going to be very, very different than what we have right now. And, technology is holding the key for the future of education. I would give you a few trends that, I think are going to happen. Number one, education is going to be hyper-personalized. Students will have the choice of where I want to learn, when I want to learn, from whom I want to learn, how I want to learn. That kind of personalization will happen. That's definitely, in the cards for next 5 to 10 years. It's also going to be experiential. It cannot be, the mode of education cannot be just reading books and, learning theories and all. It has to happen on the field. So experiential learning is going to be happening. AI and ML are going to play a very critical role in terms of personalizing learning paths, understanding whether the student has understood or not, creating some kind of journeys for kids to go through, kind of thing. So AI, ML is going to be a critical path. And I would say all your achievements and attainments are going to be, credentialed of sort using blockchains. And the mode of delivery will change. The physical one will become blended, and blended will become immersed. So use of XR platforms will obviously be a big thing. These are all the technology trends that I could think of. But overall, in general, I believe education will be more accessible in the future because of technology, aiding it. And content will probably be democratized. The 20 plus odd curriculums that we have will slowly probably vanish, and there will be an emergence of one world curriculum. And I also strongly believe that thick line difference between a K-12 and college will probably slowly erode, and it might be a crossover kind of a trend that will be prevailing. And lastly, I think lifelong education will start seeing its trend. Education will not stop when you finish your college. It probably will go on the job and beyond, and everybody will be a learner forever, kind of a thing. So that is during the trends of gig economy, that's something that I see would be coming as well.
Sure. Yeah, I see that a lot of disruption will happen in education. And one of the events that has accelerated it is, I think, the pandemic. So how do you see the pandemic impact on this transformation, and how do you see technology will reshape the whole thing going forward?
See, I read a joke, right? It's a very famous joke. There is a question which asks, who was responsible for digital transformation in your company? And then you had CIO, COO, CMO, CEO, and then COVID-19. And then majority of the people ticked COVID-19. We've all seen it. It's a joke, but it actually says a lot about, what happened during the pandemic. Yes, pandemic enhanced digital transformation and adoption, in a widespread way. But let's not kid ourselves. That's not the real digital transformation. That was a patchwork for us to have managed the COVID-19. If anything, you could take it as a sense check on where your organization is, rather than using it as a end state. I strongly believe any and every organization has to go through digital transformation. Now, digital transformation can be of broadly 4 types. One is process transformation. It's about enhancing your processes, the end-to-end, time it takes to deliver your services, etc. That most of the companies have to improve anyway. So that's one kind of a transformation. The other kind of transformation is business model transformation. Now, how Netflix was a DVD company has become a streaming company. So sometimes you need to transform your business model, and digital transformation enables you to see it and to adopt it. So business model transformation is another. Some companies go through domain transformation as well. Regardless of all 3, your company has to go through organizational transformation as well, in terms of the leadership, in terms of the target operating model that in which you operate, that has to be transformed as well. I believe the following three technologies, Abrar, will change the way the world is seen today. One is AI, and I can tell you, we haven't seen anything in AI yet. ChatGPT 4 and all the other AI, apps that are out there, they all come under artificial narrow intelligence, ANI. Now, there is a bigger form of it, which is called artificial general intelligence, and we probably will take another 10 years, if not 15 years, to come into AGI. And AGI is where artificial intelligence will become almost equivalent to human brain, and the applications are absolutely a million times better than what ANI is. And AGI will transform into ASI, which is artificial super intelligence, and we do not know yet as to when that is going to be formed. So all in all, artificial intelligence is going to transform lives. The second one that I think will change the entire space is gene editing. I think gene editing is a technology where you absolutely change the DNAs of living forms, including humans. That will open up limitless opportunities in terms of correcting genetical diseases and also probably powering up human capabilities even more in ways that we can't even imagine, kind of a thing. And of course, quantum computing, the third one, that works on the basis of quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and is going to be faster than anything that we have seen in the the current space. In fact, the quantum computing is going to be 158 million times faster than the best supercomputer that we have. So AI, gene editing, and quantum are going to be those three technologies that I believe will shape the world.
Yeah, quite interesting, Krish, and mainly on the AI. I think the impact will be huge. Now, you had a very successful transformation at GEMS. What advice will you give to other technology leaders in the region, how they should take this transformation journey?
Well, I believe, any transformation, big or small, requires a clear vision, a strong leadership, and ability to adapt and evolve as we go are the most critical things. I believe, if I were to advise, I would start with context is the king. Now, you need to understand what is your organization's North Star. That could be very different to even in the same industry, some other organizations. So it's about understanding the context, understanding what works for you, what is your North Star is a key. And I don't think one size fits all here at all. What worked for your neighbor, and another successful company may not work for you. It all depends on your organization culture, the technology maturity, the people, and your spending ability, your risk taking ability. So there is a lot that happens. I think it is important to come up with your strategy rather than a cookie cutter approach of, okay, that worked for that person and that company was successful, why don't we adopt it, kind of a thing. And it's not boiling the ocean at all. It's not a big bang. You can't suddenly one day come and say, hey, tomorrow we will transform. It is a journey. It is a process of getting small wins first and proving the concept, having a long-term vision, but small successes, are very, very important. Small milestones are important. And you can't do it alone. However smart and, capable you are, you absolutely need your team support, your organization support, your partnership ecosystem support. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. So sometimes bringing all of them together is also a very critical thing. And last but not the least, it's all about change. So there is a famous saying that people are resistant to change, right? I don't agree with that, Abra. I believe people are afraid of pain rather than afraid of change. Let me give you an example. I'm driving a Mercedes, and you come and tell me, Krish, I'm going to do a massive change, and from tomorrow onwards, I am going to give you a Rolls Royce, and you need to drive that. Do you think I will react in a bad way? You'd see me like super excited about it. I haven't driven a Rolls Royce, but I would absolutely know how to drive it. I will learn to drive it, and I will be like, Abrar, absolutely, let's go for it. But imagine you come and tell me, hey, listen, from tomorrow onwards, you are going to be driving a cycle or some other low-end car. I will have 100 reasons why I don't want that change, because it's the fear of what that change does to me. That is the problem. So, it's about communication. It's about managing that change. It's about ensuring that they are given something better than what they have rather than lower than what they have. So these are all few suggestions, to my fellow technology leaders in approaching the technology transformation.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Krish. And you had a quite inspirational career journey, successful entrepreneur to successful exits, then CIO and CTO of various banks, and now a Chief Disruption Officer at GEMS. From where you get your inspiration, and is there any quote that you live by?
Well, I adore Steve Jobs. His unwavering commitment to excellence, his perseverance, his style. I really like him as I believe he's one of the best technology gurus the world has seen. There's one quote that has a deep impact on me. He says, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." And what it reminds us is how we should always be a learner, always curious of what's next and how we can impact the life, etc. So that's one quote that you would see me using it often, and
Perfect. Thank you very much, Krish. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for coming. And it's a great conversation. Thank you.
My pleasure, Abrar. Thank you so much.